Anthony Joshua improves to 14-0 with 14 KOs. First round knockout of Gary Cornish. He's supposed to be returning in December, I believe December the 12th, to take on Dylan Whyte, which will be a very big overseas fight. Let's see what he has to say in the post-fight interview. Dylan Whyte, rival, took on Brian Minto, defeated Brian Minto. Didn't look so good earlier in the night. Anthony Joshua closed the night out, you know, in spectacular fashion in front of a large crowd. This kid's really got, let's see what Dylan Whyte has to say. This kid's really got a large following. Do I believe Dylan Whyte can beat a Anthony Joshua? No, I feel that he's going to be a little bit too slow and predictable for AJ. AJ will likely stop him, but at the same time, I have to look at, will Dylan Whyte be the biggest fight of Anthony Joshua's career at this point in time? And I am going to say yes. It looks like Anthony Joshua will be going on, you know, a title run in 2016 and possibly, you know, maybe fighting for a title in late 2016 or early 2017. Fighting a guy like Gary Cornish, what does that do for you? It just puts an undefeated fighter on your belt because, on your record, because before that, Gary Cornish has not been defeated, even though many people do not know exactly who he is or who he was, because we don't know if we'll be seeing him against anybody. Who knows? Deontay Wilder might fight a Gary Cornish next. You know, so if you don't know, I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live of RealCombatMedia.com, and I cover every single major fight live. Anthony Joshua is, like I said, he's really good. I'm a fan. I really feel that he would give guys like Tyson Fury, Vladimir Klitschko, Alexander Povetkin, Deontay Wilder, Bryant Jennings, I really feel he would give these guys some problems. But as of course, what we want to see from Anthony Joshua, as we did in the past, and still we want to see him get some rounds under his belt. We want to see him go the distance. We want to see, you know, him overcome adversity. You know, after Dylan Whyte, I would love to see him fight a guy like a Tony Thompson, you know, or Fred Cossie. Hell, give me a Chris Arreola, give me an Antonio Tarver, give me a Steve Cunningham. You know, so there's fights out there for him. So right now, while we're waiting for Anthony Joshua to be giving his post-fight interview and talking about the trash talk that Dylan Whyte has been distributing, I'm going to say that if you're not a boxing fan, okay, put it this way. If you're a boxing fan and you're still saying that the heavyweight division is dead, then you've been living under a rock. The heavyweight division is as lively as it ever been. If you don't know, the champions are Vladimir Klitschko, who is the IBF WBA Super World, WBO in the Ring Magazine. And then the other champion is Deontay Wilder, who's going to be taking on, I forgot the guy's first name, but Duhaupas on NBC September the 26th. And do I feel that Anthony Joshua right now, today, can he beat a Deontay Wilder? In my opinion, yes. As crazy as it may sound, in my opinion, Deontay Wilder at this point in time is not as good as Anthony Joshua. And if you look at the level of competition, both fighters have been fighting. Anthony Joshua, you know, has been fighting the same caliber of competition that, for example, I can picture Anthony Joshua fighting a guy like, I forgot his first name, Johan Duhaupas, I believe it's Johan, you know, and Anthony and Deontay Wilder, if you look at the biggest fight of his career, it still remains to Vern. And can Deontay Wilder beat up a man? I mean, can Anthony Joshua beat up a Bermain Stavern? I really sincerely think so. So what we're doing is we're waiting for Anthony Joshua to do his post-fight interview. Hopefully they'll likely have Dylan Whyte right there. I don't know if I'm going to actually have enough time to play the full post-fight interview, you know, but I am saying this, you know, we're just going to have to see. You know, we're just going to have to see, because as it stands right now, I'll say it over and over again, I really do feel that Anthony Joshua is going to defeat Dylan Whyte. It's going to be a big fight, but even though Dylan Whyte has said he has a shoulder injury and he didn't look good, even though he did get the stoppage against Brian Minto, he didn't look as good as he wanted to, because Brian Minto was getting off some shots. Dylan Whyte just seems a little bit too slow and not as skilled as the Anthony Joshua, despite what you think of that amateur footage just floating around out there. I don't feel I'm the only one saying this, even though I know Dylan Whyte has supporters. I don't feel I'm the only one. I'm not the only one that's saying that Anthony Joshua seems to be the better, more well-rounded fighter, in my opinion. So as we wait, hopefully, you know what? You know a fight that I would love to see? You know, I would love to see, you know, believe it or not, I would love to see an Anthony Joshua versus a Steve Cunningham. I'm thinking that, or Anthony Joshua versus a Zara Glaskov. I'm thinking that would be a good measuring stick for Anthony Joshua or Chris Arreola after Dillian Whyte. Because after Dillian Whyte, let's face it, you're fighting your domestic rival over there. And after that, you know, just like James DeGale and George Groves fought when they first met, you know, I'm thinking it's time for him to start moving up to fighting world-class competition, or, you know, world recognized competition. Like I said, I keep throwing names like Tony Thompson out there. Tony Thompson would be a good fight for Anthony Joshua. A Lucas Brown would be a good fight for an Anthony Joshua, because right now he's got this aura around him, and also he's selling out these arenas. I don't know how much the ticket sales were. I mean, how much the tickets were for the O2 Arena, but he's doing a pretty damn good job selling these tickets, because it looked like it was at least 10 to 15,000 there. And if I'm correct, the O2 Arena only seats, like 20,000 or something like that. My plan one day is to actually go to an Anthony Joshua fight, you know, maybe his first fight in the United States. You know, I would probably go to, you know, I don't see him fighting on anyone's undercard anytime soon. It's actually good that we're seeing that he's headlining his own cards and he's having this type of, you know, output. But let's see. Let's see what he has to say. First round stoppage of Gary Cornish. T-shirt controversy on September the 12th, 2015.
Your toughest test today. In the end, it was your quickest win. Did that all go perfectly to plan for you?
Most definitely. There's no extra time, but credit to Gary, where credit is due. Big man, had a solid jab, so I made sure I dealt with that early on, and I didn't rush anything. It's a 12-round fight, so I wasn't trying to dish it all out in the first round, but I managed to catch him with some shots that were painful and get the job done.
The onslaught all started with that perfect counter right hand.
Correct, that's what I mean. So he was throwing a long, heavy, solid jab, so I just tried to slip on the outside of it and not start eating the jabs early on. And as I managed to land the right hand, it was a perfect connection, and he went tumbling down.
Then he jumped on him straight away.
That's what you got to do, you know, because if I leave it, start taking my time, it could be me on the end of them blows 5 rounds later or so.
The pressure is on you. There's a lot of publicity and a massive entrance this evening. But what about the reception you got here at the O2?
Listen, it's unbelievable, man. This is what you do it for. I'm locked away. When I'm not fighting, I live a simple lifestyle. I'm in the gym, I ride my motorbikes when I can and play a bit of PlayStation. And besides that, I come out here and I get to display in front of all these wonderful people what we've been working on in the gym. So thank you for everyone.
Dillian Whyte, your amateur rival at ringside. Did you get a chance to see his fight earlier?
I didn't get to watch it. I was warming up, focusing on my bout. But I heard he got the win. So December 12th seems to definitely be on.
Do you have a message for him at ringside?
I'm just glad that he got the W, really, because it should have been us tonight. We were scheduled to fight September 12th, but he wanted a bit more time, so be it. December 12th, date set, and what's he? International Silver Champ, I'm Commonwealth Champ, and we'll both fight for the British and move on from there.
He beat you, it was a long time ago. I'm sure you want to put the record straight. Is there any relevance in that amateur win?
Oh, of course, it's so relevant, so relevant. He's 1-0, you know, it's my chance to get it back. Even the score, and this is the beautiful thing about boxing. We've got so many weeks now to get strong, get fit, get our mind in the right place, and we'll be back here at the O2 to dust up again in front of all these wonderful people.
That's the word of promoter already heard. Is that definitely the plan now? December 12th, signed and sealed?
100% that's signed. Anthony Joshua will fight Dillian Whyte for the British and Commonwealth titles here on December the 12th. It's a great fight, you know, 2 undefeated fights. First of all, respect to Gary Cornish. You know, he's 21 and 0. He didn't have
We're going to get somebody to that fight.
Not enough undefeated fighters to step up. There's another man down there that's willing to do it. This fight's going to excite a lot of people. A lot of people. It's 2 very, very talented heavyweights stepping up for the British and Commonwealth. We're going to end the year with something very special here at the O2.
Anthony, Commonwealth champion this evening, but you must be very excited about the chance to win the British belt, the traditional route.
Well, when I first turned pro, you know, it was a massive decision, and I finally got there. And when I sat down with Eddie, I said, look, I'd love to fight for the Commonwealth, the British title, the European, the world title potentially. And these are all dreams that I had. So one by one, I'm just slowly fulfilling that prophecy I made in 2013.
Well done.
Thank you.
T-shirt controversy live.